Welcome back everyone to another video on World of Warship Legends. I'm Big Sip, and today we're taking a look at the legendary destroyer Kléber. There's been a lot of hype surrounding this ship, and I gotta say, it lives up to every bit of it. In the background here, we have a game of domination on Hotspot. And before we get too far into this, let's take a look at the commander and ship build and see what stats we get out of this. So starting with the commander, I go with Felipe Bueno as my commander, and he has a base trait of Powder Keg, which increases the HE damage on your destroyer shells. Slot 1 going with Subsurface Venture, Slot 2 Fragile Threat, Slot 3 Torpedo Safari, Slot 4 Destroy or Be Destroyed, and then a legendary perk of Give Me Speed, because you're going to want those engine boosts, and it's going to allow you to get into some unique positions that other ships simply can't get into due to their lack of speed. Now, on the actual ship modules, I go with Aiming Systems Mod 1. I'm not confident this is the right choice, but it's what I go with for right now until I get a better feel of this ship. Slot 2 Prop Mod. I'm wanting to get off to a start in a hurry. Slot 3 Concealment Mod. I do like to run concealment builds on my destroyers, just like you see here. And then finally, Slot 4, I'm going with the Torp Launcher Mod 3, because you'll see I can get torpedoes out every 56 seconds on both sides. And it is such a huge advantage and honestly a lot of fun. So with that commander and ship build in mind, let's take a look at the stats. Starting with the main battery, we have 4 turrets with 2 guns each. 139 millimeters. They have a range of 10.6 kilometers, reload time of 7.7 seconds. HE has a max damage of 2,085 with a 10% fire chance, and the AP has a max damage of 2,700. Torpedoes, which is really what this ship shines at, you have 4 sets of torpedoes, 2 on each side, each set containing 3 torpedoes. With this build, I have a range of 9 kilometers, a speed of 79 knots in the water, reload time of 56.2 seconds, and then max damage of 18,400 per torpedo. So if you do the potential damage you can get out of these, it really starts to add up in a hurry. Other stats on the ship, it comes with 19,710 hit points. Max speed of 47.1 knots. That's without the engine boost active. With the engine boost active, you can get it up to 57 knots. Rudder shift of 4.8 seconds. Concealment of 4.8 kilometers. Just something I really enjoy running around doing, because I can pretty close to outspot the majority of the Shimikazes out there. And then AA defense, it's not a lot, but better than most destroyers, coming in at a rating of 42. So look at this game now. You see we already have several torpedo hits. We have 4 torpedoes, 2 flooding, and a kill, and 36,000 in damage. Now the Georgia that I just got down there, those were purely prospective torpedoes. When I launched them, you saw that the ship wasn't on a path that was within range of the torpedoes. But since I have such a reload time, or low reload time, I'm able to put out those torpedoes that are just prospective torpedoes without any big penalty. Because by the time I swing around the other side of my ship and get the other side off, I'm going to be able to once again turn around and get the original side torpedoes back on target. So it's just going to allow you to put a lot more zoning torps out there, and have a better chance of just getting damage that wasn't necessarily planned, but it's going to force ships to go in certain directions. Now, as you see here, I'm trying to make sure that I keep the battleships at the back of the map just kind of contained there. I don't need to deal a lot of damage, but what I need to be doing is hunting down these last 2 destroyers that are on the enemy team. They pose the biggest threat to my team. If I'm able to, just like that, keep getting some damage on the battleships up there, that's great, but that's not my main goal. Protecting my battleships and getting captured is going to be my main goal. So we see that the 2 destroyers were last spotted in the B cap. So I'm not going to immediately just push in there. Since there is in Alaska, they have radar. But then right there, destroyer pops up. I missed him that first time. You saw me start to look away. But then I see it's a Kagero. I'm trying to decide if I want to use the main battery reload booster. And I probably should have held off because they do get behind the island here. But just in time, we see the gearing pop up. So it's not going to be completely waste main battery reload booster, but I probably could have got some more out of it if I had picked a more opportune time. So there I was able to take some good chunks of health off both the destroyers. But now I don't want to go make that fight. You see, I don't have a battleship or a cruiser that's close enough to really support me if I were to go try to take the two of them on. So I think I injured them enough to at least keep them back for a while. I'm going to go back up to the north and once again harass these battleships and cruisers a little bit. I'm just wanting to make sure I have enough support when those destroyers do come out. I'm going to go ahead and shoot some zoning torps in there just as a precaution. Maybe the gearing was going to push out and I might get a random torpedo. More importantly now, if I can get this other potential damage off the map, which is the form of this GK, the Yamatos, just getting them off will absolutely increase our team's odds of winning that much more. But you can see throwing out torpedoes like crazy. Those torpedoes are still going. They just ran out of range there, and now 10 seconds I'm gonna have another set to go. So almost as soon as that first set runs out, I can shoot out another set, and that's just unreal. I mean, these things coming in at potential damage of 18,400. If you wanted to, you could probably put Tanaka as an inspiration. You would lose a little bit of the detectability on this, because I am running Bay and Swirsky as my inspirations. But you could get a little bit more damage out of your torpedoes, or if you wanted to run an AL Atago, get a little less detectability on your torpedoes, or even Space Fishy and get some more speed, you can really build this boat out to be just an absolute menace torp boat. But as of right now, my build is just a real general build. I'm not great at any one thing, but it's pretty good at a lot of things. It has really good speed, not the best speed you can get. It has good torpedoes, not the best. And I'm okay with this. I'm able to do just about everything I can or want to do with this ship. So right here, the Kagero pops up, and so I immediately open up with the main battery. They also have a high alpha on their guns, but what I want to do is I want to make sure I don't accidentally eat a torpedo here from the Kagero. So that's why I'm starting to turn those in. And the way they turned out, I'm convinced that they didn't have any torpedoes to throw out there. So now what I want to do is I want to make sure that this Yamato doesn't finish me off. Because at this point, our team has a really good chance of winning. But as long as that gearing is out there, that is a major threat to our ship. So I need to stay alive to be able to spot, and if possible, kill the gearing. And try to take the biggest threat away from our battleships. But as you can see here, like, just such a fun ship. You're able to get around the map in a big hurry. I think this is the new best legendary ship. The Khabarovsk was my my vote for this early on. But right here, this is the one issue that I've found that I might need to address with my build. I'm getting right there, 5,000 salvo with the guns. But the fire rate is what hurts me. And so if I would have stayed bow in a little bit better, I probably could have won this battle. But instead, we end up trading lives, and that ends up being that. But overall, such a fun ship. Highly encourage you all to get it. I think this is just such a fun difference maker and gives us more variety, which we have severely needed at the legendary tier. That's all we have for this one. Thank you all for tuning in. If this is your first time coming to the channel, consider hitting subscribe. We'll have a lot more videos coming at you shortly. Have a great day.